Hello everyone, good morning.
Morning, y'all. We got our shipment of fish in today.
We got our new shipment of fish. We're gonna start opening this big box right here. The big box.
In for first guy, we've got some Dumbo ear males, guppies.
Alright. For this one, we got some shell dwellers. They are, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, Heki cichlid.
The shell dweller cichlid. These guys get really small compared to other cichlids. You buy snail shells for them and they dwell in them. They also do well in caves, but they most specifically enjoy dwelling in shells, specifically snail shells. In this bag over here, we got some black mystery snails. Now these snails are really nice in the fact that they reproduce sexually. You're not gonna have them reproduce by themselves and run amok with other snails.
This bag right here, we have Asian stone catfish. Very awesome little oddball since
Very difficult to see.
yeah, very difficult to see, huh? Yeah,
Let's see
these
if we
guys
can get
don't
you guys
get
one.
much bigger than
Got some Asian stone cats.
inch and a half. Very cool fish.
These guys are primarily nocturnal, so you mostly will see them come out and forage at nighttime. That's about it for this tank, huh? Yep.
Yeah.
On to the next box, guys. See what else we have here. On for the first guy, what we got here? Some fiddler crabs. Little fiddlers. Now these guys, one important thing is that you really want to build a part of your tank where they can emerge out of the water. They do enjoy being out of water at times. If you don't give them that, they will try to escape your tank, guys. So be sure to have some kind of wood or hardscape that pokes through the water for them to climb out of, but not climb out of your tank.
We also have some emperor tetras, very nice schooling fish.
These guys are a bit small right now, but within a couple months' time, they'll get to full 2 inches. Get these really long, beautiful fins of purple, black, and yellow.
And we got some nerite snails, the zebra type. Very good algae eater for that planted tank.
And a really good pro about these guys is that even though they reproduce asexually, they need brackish water for their babies, the eggs to develop. Otherwise, they just turn white and just leach calcium back into the water. So unless you have brackish water, guys, these guys will not reproduce for you.
And we got some Distochotus black and red Laffinis.
What's the common name of these guys?
This guy's Distochotus. That's how I know him.
Oh, are they supposed to pronounce? Is there no?
Watermelon Distochotus.
Oh, watermelon. Okay.
Some people call him black and red.
But it's Distochotus black and red Laffini.
Oh, we got the green Kuwatai rasboras again, back in stock. Green Kuwatai rasboras.
So we got a bunch of them. They seem really happy and active, healthy. These guys come in a really nice, almost nuclear radioactive green color. They look especially nice under LEDs. Kind of washed down now just because it came out of shipping, but show you how it looks afterwards.
Great fish for nano tanks too.
Over here we got some banded cichlids. Some banded cichlids.
Banded cichlids, nice. Orange hatchet Daniel.
Orange hatchets.
Very cool for planted tank as well. This guy's only reached like 1.5 inches. They school a lot. Beautiful, different looking fish. Not your common tetra, so it's not a tetra, but not the common
Type of hatchet fish, and their pectoral fins, instead of other fish sticking on their sides, stick straight up. And if you guys like a really nice metallic blue gold juxtaposition of color, these guys really, like that. They get a really nice blue metallic sheen in the middle of their yellow bodies. So on to the next box, guys. Did we open this?
No.
What we got here for you? We got some dwarf female gouramis. So we got the female variant of the dwarf gourami. Not so sure if you guys can see well enough, but let's see. So we got the dwarfs down there, and they're juveniles, so they haven't colored up. They're all kind of washed out and not developed their patterns in yet. But one thing you can tell about those females is that their dorsal fin is rounded, whereas the males have really pointy dorsal fins.
And in this bag we have gold Severum cichlid. Very nice, large size cichlid. They're good size already.
What do we got here? Oh, we got some juvenile bumblebee catfish. These guys are also nocturnal as well, just like the Asian stone cat, so be aware that when you get these guys, you won't see them typically swimming out and about during the day, but they'll come out when the lights are off.
And we have some more banded cichlid in here.
Some bandits.
The second bag of banded cichlids. We got a few of these in stock just in case you guys are interested. Very nice looking fish for the bottom section of your tank.
How big do they get?
This guy's reach 3 inches approximately.
So they're smaller.
And some zebra loaches. Zebra loaches. These guys like to gather up together. You will see them during the day. They also will take up on your snail colonies, so make sure you don't have any precious snails in there, as they might get eaten by these guys. Very cool fish.
And on to the next box, guys. Let's see what we have here for you. Oh, I got a bunch of liquid nutrients for you guys. Now I just realized that there is an orange variety, premium nutrition, versus the green variety, which is just, let's see what it says here. This is interesting. It says specialized. It says specialized nutrients. So I'll go ahead and figure out what the difference between those guys are for you. In the meantime, let's see what we have here.
We have some Asian rummy nose rasboras. Very cool, interesting fish.
Suava splendens, guys. And the really nice thing about these guys is that if you don't want the tetra variety, these guys are a lot smaller, compact, and they like flow just as much as those guys. So if you have a hill stream environment, these guys do really well in that.
Plus they have a very nice bluish tone, so it makes them look a lot more different than ordinary rummy nose tetra. Definitely a fish to have in your planted tank. And to eliminate those pest snails in your tanks, usual and planted tanks.
Got some assassin snails for you guys.
Assassin snails, these guys are great hunters, so they will take on your snail colony once again.
You guys also have a freshwater limpet problem. These guys will also take care of that as well.
And gold Inca snails. For those people that like to have
another type of mystery,
something looking very nice, pretty colorful in my opinion. Nice snail to have in your tank. Definitely gonna see these guys in your tank.
That's about it for that box, yeah?
Yeah.
Next box, guys. Seems like this is not fish. Let's see. We got some tissue cultures. Let's see what kind of tissue cultures we got for you guys. Let's see, that's it.
What do we have here?
All right. Gotta remove the.
We got some very nice tropical tissue culture plants. We're gonna let you guys know which ones are they exactly? Oh, first one's one of my favorite carpeting plants, Marsilea hirsuta. Very beautiful low light carpeting plant. So if you guys have a low tech tank, maybe a shrimp tank, and you guys want to do that carpeting tank, definitely look for Marsilea species, guys. They are very good for that.
These guys are also known as just commonly four-leaf clover, guys. Four-leaf clovers, and they do have four-leaf clovers, so.
And another plant that sort of looks like a four-leaf clover, Hydrocotyle tripartita. Very nice contrasting plant, as it has those very cool light green, bright green tones, and nice soft texture to the leaf.
And this guy is commonly known as Japanese dwarf pennywort. And this guy is really commonly used in a lot of Amano's, Takashi Amano's original scapes. Very common, very popular.
I like this
High
plant
in
a lot.
demand.
It's called Hydrophila pinnatophyta. This plant can be grown in the substrate or attached to hardscape. Very interesting plant. If you put this guy in a high-tech tank, it'll get a very bright wine red color. So definitely a cool plant. You can keep it in a low-tech tank, but it looks a lot nicer in a high-tech.
In the low tech, guys, it'll just stay green. And we also got the dwarf clover variant. So this is the dwarf clover variant. A lot smaller, roughly like a third of the size of the normal four-leaf clover right here. The dwarf and normal. Now on to the next guys. We got some star repens. Now this guy, I would say very much rather root out first. So when you guys plant these guys, star repens, they will want to root out first. They will take a couple weeks for them to root out before you guys start seeing significant growth in them. So if you guys see them not growing as much in the beginning, don't worry too much. The odds are is that they're rooting. So keep a close eye on the roots, guys. Afterwards, these guys pretty much take off. What's really nice about these guys is apart from stem plants, you have to constantly trim the tops, otherwise you will eventually have to replant them. These guys, you can just trim all the way down to their stems, which to when the stems will start laying flat on the substrate. And those stems that are horizontal to the substrate will just sprout out new shooters. So you don't have to worry about that same kind of maintenance as you do with stem plants. So star repens, guys. And this is just entirely all star repens, this tray. So let's see what's on the next one. So we got a bunch more of four-leaf clovers on here. We also got a carpeting plant. It's called Monte Carlo. And this guy's a really common carpeting plant. It looks just like a bigger variant of dwarf baby tears, like literally like 3-4 times the size of it. So if you guys are having trouble growing that baby tear carpet, maybe consider growing this guy, because it's literally a bigger version of it. And the bigger the leaf is, the bigger the plant is, the easier it is for it to access nutrients in the water. So if you're having trouble delivering that nutrition and CO2 to your baby tears, maybe you'll have better luck with these guys.
And some more Marsilea hirsuta.
We got a lot more dwarf clovers as well. Just entirely dwarf clovers and normal four-leaf clovers. This is some Helanthemum. And I'm not too familiar with this plant, but if it's like any other chain plant, hey there, if it's like any other chain plant, then I would say that you would plant it differently like any other grass. It will shoot out side runners as you trim as it grows upwards. And that you can probably get a nice carpeting look out of this guy. And you got some Hydro,
Right here, we have some Lobelia cardinalis, beautiful plant with a round leaf shape. Very easy to grow. You can definitely grow this in a low tech. Of course, in a high tech, it'll look a lot nicer and it'll grow a lot faster. Interesting plant to do some contrast with your dust style tank. So definitely want to use this in one of those tanks.
A nice thing about this guy is that in the low tech he'll stay green like this, but in a high tech tank this guy will start turning shades of red and even purple. So if you guys ever want purple in your tank, this is one of the few plants that'll do it given the right light.
And we got some more Hygrophila pinnatifida, the plant that turns out wine red. Beautiful plant.
This is a classic here, some Alternanthera reinecke mini, and there's a lot of other plants in the Alternanthera reinecke family, but out of all of them, this guy is a very slow grower in comparison, and if you keep this guy constantly trimmed, he will get very, very bushy. Otherwise, he will just continually grow up like a stem plant. But this guy grows so slowly compared to other stem plants that people oftentimes treat it as a mid-ground plant by keeping it constantly trimmed. So it's definitely maintainable because of how slow it grows relative to other stem plants.
And in this one we have Gratiola viscidula. Very nice plant. It has that spiky texture. Not too common in the hobby. You won't find it just anywhere. You gotta look for this little guy. Good for that mid-ground, sometimes even foreground. Not as a carpeting, but in the larger tanks like 120, 114, 100-gallon tanks. Very interesting plant, definitely.
Doesn't it look very oddly familiar to pearlweed?
Sort of,
very,
yeah.
very familiar to pearlweed. But pearlweed is Hemianthus glomeratus. This looks so familiar to it. I would figure that it grows very similarly to that plant. Just
Sort of,
a slightly different looking variant.
Harder to grow than pearlweed though. So very nice plant though.
Yeah.
And this is the same one that John was talking about earlier. This plant used to be considered Echinodoris, not anymore. Also known as a family of mini chain swords.
That's why I thought of chain swords.
Yeah, but they changed the scientific
reclassified
name.
it.
Reclassified it. Yeah. Nice plant to have.
Yeah, very nice. So it seems like in our shipment we only managed to get 2 more AR mini tissue cultures. So if you guys want that, definitely go ahead and put in a special order or request for them. We do have a couple left in our stock as well, but these guys go out fast.
All right, so that would be it for today, guys. Thanks for joining this live stream. As always, we appreciate your support. If you guys have any questions, let us know. We want to help you guys with your hobby, okay? So thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. Take care.